Trisha Paytas has unfortunately realised that her life with Moses will never be as good as it once was when she was civil with his family and making bank off frenemies. She misses frenemies dearly, but it's too late. That ship has long sailed. In today's Respill, we're going to be covering Trisha quitting YouTube and begging Ethan Klein to bring frenemies back. We're also going to be recapping Shane Dawson's latest conspiracy theory video, and David Dobrik is also quitting YouTube. So let's investigate. So first off, let's dive into what's going on in the world of Trisha Paytas. There's a lot of regret, there's a lot of new beginnings, and I have a strong feeling she's probably wanting to reconcile with Ethan and Gila because she wants her future baby to get to experience all the love in the world from all the family. Most recently, she was called out for this comment she'd made on TikTok, RIP frenemies, showing that she still thinks about that missed opportunity to this day. Now, we can argue that there's absolutely no way that she'd miss frenemies. There's plenty of reasons as to why she'd never want to go back on their podcast again. Ethan's got way too much heat on her now, and she could never handle facing that publicly. She also exposed in a recent live stream that she's been offered to go on a couple of big podcasts.
I get emails about podcasts, so to answer your question, maybe not right now, but maybe in the future, send me an email. Yeah, I don't really, sorry, Chick-fil-A, baby, I'm rubbing.
But she's been hesitant and doesn't want to go on them probably in fear that people will ask her about past dramas.
I'm just kind of nervous to do any. I've actually gotten asked to be on a few big podcasts, and I'm just always nervous because no matter what, they'll always bring up, as like a live chat does, you know, your past dramas or whatever. And like, I feel like people think it's fake, but it's like I really have moved past everything. So I feel like if someone were to ask me, they'd be like, wish them well. I don't know what else to say, like, sort of thing. So I don't want to like get back into that and all this clickbait, be like, oh, Trish talked about this person, Trish talked about this, you know what I mean? So I've been a little nervous, but
what I can say for sure is that Trisha most definitely regrets leaving frenemies because of all the opportunities that it provided her. Now, it turns out Trisha has decided to officially quit YouTube and dive into her ASMR channel full time. Now, my first thought when she announced this was, why not just rebrand her channel, seeing as that she has more subscribers and more views on that channel? But nope, I think she's realised that she's getting way too much hate on her main channel, so she's ready to start afresh, and people are happy that she's leaving. She'd recently tweeted, quitting my main YouTube channel and only posting on my ASMR channel from now on. It's nothing but love, tingles, sunshine, and rainbows over there, posting 3 times a week. One of the things I love most about my husband is how supportive he is of me every time I want a career change. I decided I wanted to try ASMR full time, and he's out here buying new backdrops and props, setting up audio equipment, researching trends. He goes full in with me. Now, people were super happy that she's leaving YouTube, and I think we all know the real reason that she's leaving, and that's because she wants to change things up now that she's having a child and probably doesn't want to drag them onto her channel that's already receiving so much hate. Here were a few responses to Trisha's decision. One step closer to Trisha being gone for good, hopefully. Give it a week. 100% she'll make a family channel. Now, side note, before Trisha officially decided to quit YouTube, she was actually frothing at the mouth about the whole David Dobrik / Vlog Squad drama. And as much as she says that she's moved on from the past and that she doesn't want to talk about the past, she keeps bringing up the past every second that she can get, whether that's on TikTok or briefly mentioning shit on live streams or daily YouTube vlogs.
I kind of feel a little disconnected, but then when I was watching Jeff's reaction to it, like I did feel a little something. Like, you do feel so frustrated when a narrative is spinned a different way, and obviously everybody's perception is their reality, kind of. I mean, like, no, I think there was like someone lying in the situation.
She just can't help herself. She cannot stop talking about David because she's so excited and happy that he's finally getting exposed after all these years of her trying to expose him.
Or just not remembering it right. I don't know. And again, I wasn't there, and what happened to Jeff was way worse than what happened to me. Like, that's like a life-changing thing. Like, oh, like, it's so hard. Like, that's crazy. And I always thought it was crazy. And I was like, wow, he's really good. He's a really good friend for just forgiving and moving on.
We all know for a fact if frenemies was around, Trisha and Ethan would be going off about all this drama. That's probably why Trisha was reminiscing about the death of frenemies and that comment she'd made on TikTok recently. But no matter what Trisha does, Ethan and Gila will always detest her because of what she put their family through. And don't get me wrong, Ethan is still out here wanting to investigate this whole David Dobrik situation. And with Casey Neistat's documentary that's caused an uproar, Ethan is going so far as to wanting to bring Casey Neistat onto his podcast so that they can discuss more about David, and it's looking like this might actually happen. So David Dobrik is currently not handling this backlash well, and he actually really wants to quit YouTube now. When asked in his recent podcast if he wants to quit, he was unsure, but it sounds like he most likely will.
Do you want to give up YouTube? Yeah, somewhat. I don't know. I kind of do, kind of don't. I feel like I've done it. I don't know. I don't know how to answer this in like the sweetest way possible. There's different days where I do and different days where I don't. Like, I'm so happy with the videos I've created, and I made so many of them where I'm like, I've completed everything I wanted to finish on YouTube. Like, I'm like really content with those videos, and like, that's it. Like, I do want to put a bow on it and wrap it up and be like.
David also said recently he cried while talking to a spiritual guide. So I don't know what that means, but it seriously sounds like David is ready to go and live his best life fishing, kind of similar to what Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson did when they got cancelled. They moved to the countryside and started afresh. Will David quit YouTube for good? Who knows? But we definitely won't be seeing a lot of him on YouTube this year, that's for sure. Especially when Casey Neistat's documentary eventually gets released to the public. So I watched Shane Dawson's latest conspiracy theory video, so you didn't have to, and it was actually pretty interesting. The editing was spot on, and it appears that Shane Dawson is no longer cancelled and is now living his best life. He's also back to filming his normal doco series. It's no secret that people have missed Shane's series so much, and people are just happy to be able to watch his content again. In his latest video, which was almost an hour long, they discussed many different simulation theories, one of which was remote viewing. He'd explained that it's basically seeking impressions about a distant or unseen target, purposely sensing with the mind. Shane also showed us examples of him looking at a bunch of numbers and being able to predict pictures before looking at them. He then did the remote viewing with his family, and they were all pretty shocked at Shane's abilities. Shane then investigated the game simulation theory, which I'm sure gave a lot of people an existential crisis. And then lastly, he also investigated the metaverse and conspiracies surrounding this. Overall, the video was a hit, and his fans lived for it. And yeah, he's well known for being an expert storyteller. And of course, his videos set him apart from everyone else because he's able to engage with multiple simultaneous threads. He's definitely a great content creator, no doubt, and I think that's why a lot of people are able to look past controversial things that he's done. People were already kind of spooked with Shane's video, and a lot of people related to some of the things he'd said. So it's definitely interesting and worth the watch, in my opinion. So what are your thoughts on all this drama? Let me know in the comments.